Let's be honest, the modern grind is just downright exhausting. For years, we've been sold this complete lie that 80-hour work weeks are the ultimate guarantee for success. But, the data from top performers shows the exact opposite. Stanford research actually found that your productivity just falls off a cliff after 50 hours a week, meaning those extra hours of brute force, they're essentially useless. So, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're completely tearing down that outdated belief system. We're diving deep into the core concepts of the winner's blueprint, which is going to serve as your definitive guide to shifting away from all that mindless hard work and stepping into the realm of truly strategic, highly effective, smart success.
So here's our playbook for today. We'll start with the hard work myth, then move into defining the winner's mindset. After that, we'll unpack the smart work toolkit, compare discipline versus motivation, and finally, wrap up with your own 30-day action plan. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The hard work myth.
Okay, so the traditional view of hard work is kind of like a literal hamster wheel, right? You're relying on brute force, clocking incredibly long hours, and just pouring out this unguided effort. Now contrast that with smart work. And to be clear, this isn't about being lazy or looking for cheap shortcuts. It's the difference between blindly swinging an axe at a tree for days versus taking the time to step back, sharpen the blade first, and felling that same tree in just an hour. It's all about combining your inherent hard work with rigorous strategic planning and high-impact leverage.
So you might be wondering, why does sheer effort actually fail today? Well, because the landscape has fundamentally shifted. If you're grinding without a strategy, the sheer volume of your work isn't a competitive advantage anymore. It's actually a massive liability. In today's hyper-competitive and complex world, running blindly just means you might be sprinting straight toward a cliff. You literally have to pause and look at the map.
Moving on to Section 2, the winner's mindset defined.
You see, a winner's mindset operates on this core, totally unshakable belief. Continuous learning, strategic planning, and intentional self-improvement are simply vastly more important than raw natural talent. Think of it this way. Talent is just your starting line, but it's your mindset that actually carries you across the finish. When you fully adopt this perspective, you completely stop worrying about the things you don't instantly know, and you start focusing entirely on what you have the capacity to learn.
And while valuing growth over talent is a great baseline, the real transformation happens when you reframe failure. High achievers aggressively mine their failures for data. They don't fear falling short, because they know that when they stumble, they can crack open the problem, extract the gears of what went wrong, adjust their strategy, and just keep moving. Failure basically becomes necessary, high-value feedback on the road to mastery.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Smart Work Toolkit. Now, we constantly hear the phrase, work smarter, not harder. But what are the actual mechanics of making that happen? It isn't magic. It's a deliberate framework of highly effective choices that absolutely anyone can learn. Enter the Pareto principle. This framework dictates that roughly 80% of your total results come from just 20% of your strategic effort. Think about that for a second. The vast majority of the things we spend our time stressing over are just noise. Smart work means ruthlessly identifying that vital 20%, your high-leverage tasks, and focusing your energy entirely right there while completely ignoring the rest. So, how do we actually execute this? First, you've got to set clear, actionable goals because, you can't hit a target you haven't defined. Second, deploy ruthless time management specifically for those 80-20 tasks we just talked about. Third, kill the procrastination and distractions because your focus is your ultimate currency. And finally, leverage AI and modern technology to multiply your effort. Automate the mundane stuff so your brain can stay locked on high-level, creative strategy.
All right, Section 4. Discipline over motivation.
Getting this wrong is exactly where most people fail. See, motivation is like a match strike, a temporary, fleeting spark that vanishes the second things get hard. Discipline, on the other hand, is the brick-by-brick foundation. It's those daily habits and consistent actions you take, entirely regardless of how you feel in the moment. The most successful elite creators, athletes, and top-tier entrepreneurs do not wait around for motivation to strike. They rely on the unshakable bedrock of discipline to just get the work done.
And here is the beautiful, almost counterintuitive byproduct of that discipline. We often think we need to feel confident before we take action, right? But taking consistent action through daily habits is actually the absolute best way to build long-term confidence. Doing the work builds the underlying belief that you can do the work. Every single time you show up, especially on the days you really don't want to, you cast a powerful vote for the person you're trying to become.
And finally, Section 5,
your 30-day action plan.
This 4-week roadmap gives you a step-by-step approach to fundamentally rewire how you tackle your ambitions. Week 1 is all about clarity. Sit down and set those clear, actionable goals. In Week 2, audit your time and aggressively apply the 80-20 rule to your daily tasks. Week 3 is the pivot point. Deliberately replace your reliance on fleeting motivation with disciplined, non-negotiable daily habits. And finally, Week 4 is about amplification. Start actively integrating AI and tech tools to work smarter and really scale your newly focused efforts.
Let this powerful idea sink in. Success, discipline, and smart work build the foundation of a true winner's mindset. Wishing for success or simply grinding yourself into the ground is just never enough. Strategic, disciplined action is literally the only proven way to build a foundation of long-term success that won't crumble when the going gets tough.
So what's it going to be? Will you continue the exhausting grind on the hamster wheel, hoping things miraculously change? Or will you take action today to build your own winner's blueprint? The strategies are laid out right in front of you. The choice is entirely yours.